Welcome everybody back for some more Timberborn on the channel. Well, in the last episode we went ahead and we built this teeny tiny little industrial area where we can now in theory make logs, planks and gears. Well, the logs are happening over here, the planks are happening here, here and here, and the gears are happening in all of the other ones as well. We've got 123 of everything pretty much, and we also decided to start getting some scrap metal. Now, I don't really want to jump too far ahead. I want to check out some of the new items for the foxtail or folktales. I can't remember what kind of beavers they are. Definitely the folktales, I feel like. But yes. We're going to go ahead and see what kind of unlocks they have for some fun activities. So, the well-being and stuff, obviously, they have the these things, which we can place in here, and along here, and here. We get built up with just some logs. And then you've got the Lido, which we won't touch yet. Don't know if this one's a new one. I've seen the carousel before. A detailer I've not seen before. The dance hall I've not seen before. And the mud pit was definitely in the game before. I don't know if this one was. Oh yeah, that was definitely in the game before. I think this was like their main thing. I'm actually going to go ahead and plonk this up here. Might actually move it slightly. And then obviously we can still go ahead and make our way around it, hopefully. Yep. But that is quite a long way away from everything, so I'm not really hoping for them to go ahead and build that efficiently. But these should in theory be built relatively fast, as we do actually indeed have the logs to accommodate them. Hopefully that does increase our well-being a lot as well. We've also got some decorations. We've got a beaver statue here, which we don't actually have enough science for, because we just used it all. Sunflower seeds going on. Next sort of upgrade to this area is probably the ability to unlock the bigger windmills, which is this one here. But it's going to take a lot more science than we currently have and are currently getting in. I think it'd be good to unlock the inventor as well. I think that'd be a good thing to unlock. And get some more beavers in there, making sure that stuff is being transferred efficiently around the map. These are being used. We got our stuff going up. We obviously need grilled chestnuts, grilled spadadoc, which is the other thing we could work on today, is actually the water farm, which we can actually go ahead and place with 150 science, which we do indeed have. Go ahead and place that in here. Make sure these guys have access to the water. And then we can go ahead and place in some cattail, which will go to there. And the rest can be the spadadoc. This is obviously getting its... let's prioritize this. This one up here is getting his building process structure in place, whereas the one that's down here currently is not being worked on until right now. We're going to have to drop the workers down in here, down a little bit, and we will have to go ahead and get ourselves another one of these, which I will actually go ahead and build right now. So we need a grill, which will go here. So we need 25 logs for that. This is now built as well, which means we can drop this down by 2. Get them stairs built as well. That'll be good. Might be a lot more helpful if the stairs are built. We're also running into a slight bit of a food issue, which is kind of annoying me because there is plenty of berries and stuff to go around. So maybe we're not running into as big of a food issue as it's making out that we are. You are going to cook me some grilled spatterdock. Unfortunately, there's no one to go in you at the moment, but luckily for you, nothing is needed. He's going to plant all that down. Should be okay just to have one of them in there, to be honest with you. Make sure these are both prioritised by haulers. We have plenty of water to go around. It might actually be a good idea to start looking at the landscaping part of things and unlocking these ones here, the contamination barrier. Haven't quite. Oh, we do have enough science. Nice. It needs metal. It needs metal. Maybe it's time for metal. Well, let's go ahead and see if we can get that going. So we need a smelter, which can go actually up here. Put the smelter there. And then we'll get some lumberjacks up here. And we will go ahead and get a wind turbine up here, which will power this. Make sure these are... Make sure that's a lower priority than everything else. And it's not particularly important. Might go ahead and put in another set of housing as well, just here. Make sure they can actually access said housing. Like so. That will be built up as well now. And then we've got the gears, planks, scrap metal going in there, and a house going in here. So I'm going to let everything build up, and I'll see you when it's all done. Okay, so there we have it, guys. The wind isn't blowing, but we do have the smelter underway up here. We've got the other house in here, and we have a bunch of spatterdock being collected. Tapper's shack down here, which I will actually go ahead and turn on because these are almost ready to go, and we do have a couple of beavers spare just to go into there. So we got housing, we got smelter up here, powered by wind. We got a massive collection of scrap metal to turn into metal. Obviously this can hold like 13 blocks of metal, so I'm not too worried as we speak about storage. Starting to get the irrigation barriers in as well along here. Not too sure why it's coming through anyway, but kind of doesn't make much sense. Make much sense all that. Yeah, they do take a lot of planks and some metal. But again, not too sure why it's cracking down there still. But it shouldn't let it through at all. Maybe the soil on the other side was already contaminated, so it's too late for it. Pause this one. There we go. You're getting some Tapper's stuff as well. We should do it in the morning anyway. These guys are obviously working 16 hours a day. And then now let's look at more decoration and stuff. We've got a dance hall, we've got Lido, herbalist is like healing stuff, carousel needs power, detailer. We got enough science for that, have we? So unfortunately we can't do that just yet. And we can't. That's what I wanted to do, isn't it? I want one of these. Decorations and monuments. A farmer monument. Maybe that's something we need to look at getting. And pause those guys. Put them in here. There you go. So there's 10 people in there. That kind of stuff as well. This is now hopefully going to get built. It should stop the area from getting damaged. In theory, anyway. Go get a metal block, put it in here, and that will get built up. So this area, that side, cannot get contaminated. Right, so we got metal, we got gears, we got planks. Let's see if we can unlock the next windmill power, which is this one. That's going to cost a lot of money, to be fair. A lot of science, I mean. Again, definitely think it's worth doing at the observatory. At least for now. Which actually costs pine resin. And that will obviously get us a lot of science, but I believe it needs like 4 beavers, I want to say. Yeah, 4 beavers. Which again, is okay, as we do have plenty of beavers to go around. But we also have plenty of resources. I think the best way to play this game is just to have a bunch of resources just ready to go. I think that's the best way to play. I mean, this gets built, which means we can drop this down to 6. Which means we can start making more science. That makes 10 science a second. And then all the other ones are going as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed. It's not making much. Might need to add another wind turbine just down here, which won't be a problem. Okay, apparently it will be a problem. That should solve our problem though. Yeah, and that's going to get us a bunch of science so we can unlock a lot of stuff at the same time. As obviously it's going to take a little bit of time. And obviously as soon as the wind goes down, we're powering all that with just this water wheel, which is the big struggle. Actually going to pause this. Just momentarily. Everything seems to be going okay. The beavers are alive, plenty of food, plenty of water. Irrigation barrier is still not working. Got 41 beavers. in theory, plenty of power to go around as long as the wind is blowing nice and strong. Might actually be worth doing what I was going to try and avoid doing, which is going ahead, picking up all of these, just straight up demolishing them, and then putting in another power wheel in here. I mean, they should be able to build it from where they are. It just means that when the wind turns off, we can get power, but we shouldn't worry too much about the ability to have power during droughts, as obviously we'll have power because the wind will be still going. Right, so what is another thing that these guys want me to get for them? So this is obviously the end goal. So we can try and unlock Lido. It might be a good thing to start unlocking. It's also not going to be too hard to put somewhere, because I can just place it right there. And now they got a Lido to go to, which obviously up their production. These are both doing 150 each, which is obviously making the power nice and high. And we still have a beaver 3. This is being built as well. We should have plenty of planks. Metal blocks are going up as well. But then we need to think about something else. We need to try and get a bunch of science. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try and unlock the farmer monument for today's episode, and I'll be back once I have enough science. And there we have it. A little while later, and we have enough science to unlock the farmer monument. Now this is quite a big monument, which I'm actually going to go ahead and place up here. Hopefully they can build that, which should in theory cover a lot of the area. That's going to use a lot of our logs up, but it'll be definitely worth doing, and they can reach it from just up there. All the other monuments will go on there as well. We've got a bad tide approaching, which is not good in the slightest. I think this is the first bad tide. It's coming in at 2.9 days. Oh, you not got enough water in you. Use deeper water. Okay. So basically that thing needs to go like here somewhere, but then I can't really do that as I haven't really unlocked any of the overhangs just yet. I can't even remember where those are. Storage, landscaping. There you are. Literally have to build up. Like that. There you go, get that in. It's not really ideal and good use of materials, but it needs a lot of thing. But let's get this monument built, the farmer monument, which should make everyone real happy. Just one more log and boom! The farmer monument is constructed. Wow! Everyone should be nice and happy as well now because of this monument. There we go, +3. Which means they are now 15, and we've unlocked the iron teeth, which is really good. Oh god, they can go in. And we have another beaver to spare. That one there. So we got enough science coming in. We got a first monument and more power. We got metal. Yeah, I think it's going quite well. I think we do actually now need to potentially look at number one, more population, which we can put up here. Obviously, if we demolish this, and then we can put a house up here, one of the big ones. He says. If we... I'm trying to think how we can do this. If we platform here, then we can bring the path like that. And then pull that up in there. There we go. And the bad tide has now started, which means we pause the game. We can drop everything down to 0. Make sure these guys are not pumping any of this stuff in, because that is a very bad thing. We should be okay to survive this. It's only one day. Everything is going to die, but we should be okay. We do have plenty of food. I'm just going to let this run out, let the day run, and see how we get on. As they're obviously building up that another house as well at the top there. Make sure we get all the beavers and stuff that we need. But yeah, the bad tide kind of scares me, because I think it turns everything crack. Makes everything start cracking, kills everything. And it makes stuff die real fast. But it is now over, and we can start pumping once again. As the water clears up, everything goes back to being nice and green, and should be okay for the rest of the time. But anyway guys, I think that's where I'm going to leave this Timberborn episode here. A lot of progress made when it comes to monuments and that kind of thing. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy it nonetheless, and I'll see you guys in the next one, where we will start potentially playing with the bots.